So here on this table we have 5 different printers. 4 of them are Hewlett-Packard printers, one's a Canon, all different models. The question that we have is if there's any value in these printers scrap-wise, and are some models or types better than others. So on each printer we have the total pounds documented. This is 17.2 pounds, and we'll go ahead and see how much of this is just waste versus how much is scrap. And helping me today is my friend Frank. Say hi, Frank.
Hi.
So here you can see some of the buckets where we put the components of those printers. There are 5 altogether, and in the bottom bucket is just the iron or the steel. The top are the other things like wires, circuit boards, whatnot. But here's an example here, of the iron that we have in this bucket. I kept this just for reference, but that is the HP OfficeJet V40. And of course, most of the weight is iron. We have some pretty heavy, iron rods that came out of it. A big chunk of steel there, but not every printer had this much iron. Some of it was mostly plastic. You can see in this bin here, we had some circuit boards. Now there's nothing of enough value on just this one circuit board to be able to weigh it and get an estimate of cost, but there are some gold pins here and there and other things, and even though I'm taking those off, I'm not going to include it in the total of the value of this machine because it's just a few cents at the most. When we have the electrical wiring from the plug to the machine, that's where we're going to get most of our copper, because there's not a whole lot of copper in the machine. Here's a small ball of copper that came from I think that was from a transformer. Now, most of the printers, all of the printers have at least one, if not more than one, little motor that's encased in steel. Now, I'll take that motor out of this. There's what's inside, and you can see that there is copper in that. That's going to be quite a lot of work to get that just a little bit of copper out, but I'm going to do it just so I can really know what this machine's worth in total value. What else do we have in here? The other wiring is that really thin electronic wire that really is too thin to try to strip. It's not really worth it. So that's just going to have to be counted as, low grade number 2 wire, insulated wire, whatever they call it. The copper that's in this tape. You're not going to be able to get that out. Other than that, occasionally there's pieces, not everyone had this, but occasionally we have some stainless steel. So that's kind of the guts of the machine and the framework there. We have it done for all 5. And I'll go ahead and see if I can't get these totally finished and weighed up, and we'll see, is it really worth scrapping a printer, or do you just sell the whole printer as is, as light iron? So here's that motor. It's pretty small, but it has copper inside of it. So I'm going to see if I can't demonstrate how to get that out. The first part, comes off kind of in a bad way, but I still have most of it. Now just tap out what was left. And then at this point, I can just get a screwdriver underneath it and finish pulling it out. That last little bit's actually soldered onto the core there. Need to cut that off. So then the only thing we have left is the copper that's right here, which I can knock off with a hammer. There's a piece right there. Another piece. I think I'll switch to my pliers. I don't want to lose them. Another one. Another one. And that's it. Now this motor goes to the weight of the iron. Now I lost a little bit, but there's another, ball of copper to add to the copper weight. Here's a breakdown of the value out of the different printers. At the low end, a printer is worth about 15 cents scrapped to about 45 cents on the high end. So you can expect that printers in general are worth less than 50 cents when scrapped. The highest valued item for most printers was the copper, even though there wasn't very much, followed by the light iron. Now let's take a look at the scrap. After taking apart the 5 different printers, here's what we end up with. Let me first show you the scrap metal that's over here in this bin. Right there is the light iron that came from all the printers. And per printer, the value ranged from only 4 cents to 16 cents, depending on the weight of the light iron. Here on the table, there's just a little bit of aluminum. Most of it came from just one printer whose outside was jacketed in aluminum. Other than that, there was just a teeny bit of aluminum, ranging in value from 0 cents to 11 cents per machine. Over here is all of the low-grade copper wire or copper tape, pretty light in its weight, ranging from just 1 cent to 16 cents per printer. A little bit of stainless steel, ranging from 0 cents to 2 cents per printer. A very little bit of brass, ranging also just from 0 to 2 cents per printer. The copper, which was one of the more valuable things, even though there wasn't very much. Remember, this is all the printers combined. Ranged from 7 cents to 29 cents per printer. In addition to that, I don't have values because there's not enough. A few crystal oscillators, whatever was on the circuit boards or on the printer cartridges, those gold bearing, the gold plated pins and whatnot. There was some of that, as you can see there. And then we took the integrated circuits, at least the bigger ones, off the boards to store as well. So what was all this worth? Well, the total scrap value of all the printers was $1.59. So if you just threw your printers in the light iron bin without any scrapping, you'd get at least $1.06 for all those printers. So we made 53 cents over about an hour's worth of work, and so that between me and my friend Frank was about 20 to 25 cents an hour. But we know it's not just about the value. We want that copper so we can hoard it. We want the brass. We want the stuff just to have fun with it. So there you go. I hope you enjoyed how low value there is in printers.